Hi everyone, welcome to Redbeard Recipes. Carl here. Today we're going to be doing a smoked brisket on the barbecue. This has been requested by my good friend Isaac. We'll take you through the prep of the brisket. We'll do a spice rub, we'll pop it on the barbecue, and I'll show you some new equipment that we've got. Let's get you started.
It's a deal.
For the brisket, this is the smallest one I could actually find. We're going to take off some of this real thick fat here. This has been trimmed up already pretty much. So we're probably not going to touch a great deal on the flat side. We're going to take off a little bit of here because it's real thick. A little bit here maybe. On the other side, we'll normally get a bit marbled through. We'll take a little bit of that out, but not too much. Then we'll salt and pepper it and let it sit for a little bit. As ever, to show authority to the meat.
I have authority.
We'll give it a little slap. That's for you, Mitch. So I'm pretty happy with this trimmed up now. It's just a rough job. Taking out some of the thick. We're taking out some thick here as well, and on the bottom, just so that we're not getting massive chunks of fat when we're biting into it later on. What we're going to do now is salt it. Just regular salt. Just a little dash on each side, just to start breaking the meat down a little bit before we put a rub on. And I'm going to go set up the barbecue and get that set to about 120 degrees C. This is a spice mix that we're going to be using today, guys. It's 1.5 tablespoons of smoked paprika, a tablespoon of sweet paprika, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of coarse salt, so sea salt flakes, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of black pepper, depending on how much you want, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper, so we'll get some heat in there, and I'm going to finish it off with a teaspoon of chili flakes, just to add a little bit more heat. Spice mix is about done. We'll crush it up a little bit on the way as well, because we've got some brown sugar that's sticking together. As you can see on the brisket, it's starting to glisten a little bit now. That's with the salt starting to break it down, bring some moisture to the surface a little bit, so that'll help the rub stick. We're going to do both sides covered in this rub. It seemed like a lot on the plate before, but it's a massive bit of meat, so it's going to take it all. Make sure you get it into the side bits as well. Rub it in, make sure it's all patted down. And we'll get the smoking pipe ready and just check on the barbecue. This is what we're going to use for the smoking today. My barbecue isn't a smoker, so we need to inject some smoke somehow. This is a smoking tube, so we've got some wood pellets that we'll put in there. They're apple flavored, so it'll bring a nice sweet smoke to it. Basically all we're going to do is light that on fire, and then it'll smoke down. It'll take around 3 to 4 hours for this to burn out, so we'll pop that in with the brisket, and that should be the perfect time where we want to check it and possibly wrap it then as well. You can pick these up pretty cheap. I got mine off Amazon for like $18, so like a tenner for English folk. So yeah, that'll bring a nice flavour to it. And we'll pop that in now. Right, fam. Barbecue is set to around 120 now, so that's perfectly holding. We're gonna light this on fire and get it in. We'll pop this on the bottom and it'll smoke out, so it doesn't take long to catch. It smells really good as well. So that's what you want. Nice white pale smoke. Gonna be great. So just pop that in. What you can see here as well, guys, I've only got one side of the grill. My other one's a flat plate, but I want as much smoke as possible to cover around the meat. We'll pop the meat straight onto this grill so it gets smoke from both sides. We've got little exhausts onto our barbecue here. If you're getting too much airflow, you can always plug them in with a little bit of tin foil, and that's fine. I know a lot of barbecues have the flywheels on, so you can adjust it anyway. We're just going to pop the brisket. We're going to put the thicker end towards the heat. Squash it up a little bit so it's nice and neat. Make sure that the meat is fat side up. That way it's going to render down and it'll keep it moist all the way throughout the cooking process. And you'll come out with a really nice tender bit of brisket. And we're going to let that tick by for around 3 to 4 hours. We're going to wait. We'll check it in about 3 hours. In the meantime, I'm going to go meet a dog.
Brisket's probably bigger than the dog.
It is. My brisket is bigger than this dog. So it's been just under 3 hours. Brisket's getting a real nice colour on there. And you can see all of the pellets are burnt out. So we're going to refill that, pop them back in. And we're just going to let that keep going for another hour or so before we wrap it up. Dog's real invested as well. Smell good? Yeah. So I've refilled the smoking tube. That'll keep ticking by for a little while. Just gonna spray gently some apple cider vinegar and water on there, just to give it a little bit more moisture. So yeah, just a little spray bottle. I've got a very nice little pink one here.
And it's pink, but pink is punk.
Half apple cider vinegar, half water. Just a little spritz on it, and that'll do for now. I'm just gonna check on the meat again. It's holding steady at 120, so that's great. I've sprayed it once already. Been spraying it once, probably this will be the second. We'll do it one more time after this, but just a little bit more moisture. It's starting to crisp on the fat as well, which is really nice. But we just want to keep that moist for now. So I think we'll give it 1 more hour, and then we'll wrap it, and then we'll pop it in for 3 hours and just leave it. But it's coming along really nice. Nice mahogany colour there. Yeah, tastes good. Smoke's about halfway through, so we'll probably top it up just before we wrap it and pop it back in. So it's been another hour. I'm just going to give it a light spritz again. You can see it's shrunk, but it's puffed up. What we're going to do now though is wrap this. I'm going to keep a lot of the moisture in there now. Windy as shit out here.
The fuck is that? Shit! Shit flying in my mouth.
Go fat side up again. These little parcels are quite tight. Everything tucked in. Straight back on the grill. The brisket popped back on the grill, and we've turned it round now because the point has had probably more heat. And now all of the moisture will stay within the butcher's paper, so it'll keep it all nice and moist. We're going to keep it on for another 3 hours and just let it go as is. Just took the brisket off and unwrapped it, so we've got it here. It's real nice and dark. Still got a jiggle to it, and you can see it's soft when I'm touching it. We're going to let that sit for an hour and just chill, rest, because it'll still be piping hot inside, but I'm resistant to cut into it now because it looks so good and it smells amazing. But we'll let it sit for an hour, just chill. We'll make some mac and cheese and some coleslaw and probably have some brioche buns. Actual brioche buns today. Cooking's all done, we've rested up the brisket. So we're gonna serve it with some brioche buns, actual brioche this time, yes. Some gherkins, some mustard, a bit of slaw and some mac and cheese. As you can see, it's rested all nice. We've got a little bit of a smoke ring going on. I've already tasted it and it's
Thank you.
delicious. It's been a bit of a long cook today, so I'm a solid 8 to 10 pints deep. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think. Try it out as well if you can. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you there, or I will see you on another time. All right, leches on the menge.